Hello everyone, welcome back to this Microsoft Excel tutorial journey with me on my Knowledge Factor YouTube channel. This is our 13th session of this journey and we have looked about all those formulas and the cell references. Alright, so how's that looking you so far? Just let me know on the comment section first of all, and if you have any queries just let me know so that I can help you on answering them. So you got your calculations in there, right? I have got my total rows there, got the total for each month, and I have got my total column in there, right? These are the total columns and total rows. My total for each bills as well as grand total for all the bills for all the months is $8,440, right? This is the grand total for all the bills for all the months. Now if you're using your own numbers, that's great. Just be aware of that. Don't try to compare it against mine. And if you're using my exact number, make sure everything is looking good in there. So if I got something wrong, right, let me know, right? Let me just know. Jump into the comment section and let me know I got one of them wrong. But I think these are looking pretty good right now. All right. So I want to take this idea of cell references and formula a step further. We are going to do a couple of things here, but the topic that we are going to get into is a difference between our two reference types. As we have two different types, or you can say two different ways or methods that we can use to reference cells inside the Excel worksheet, we have what's called relative and absolute. So the first one, a relative reference, versus the second one is an absolute reference, or I have also heard it called as fixed reference. Alright, so what's the difference? Well, let's go ahead and delete out the formulas that you just created it first. So I'll just delete it here. I'm going to delete them all except one for the January total. So let's delete all those hard work you just did, right? All that hard work. I'm sorry, but we are going to recreate them. But it's going to be I'm going to show you even simpler ways to do this, but again building these key concepts. So our first formula, if I give that one a double click, here we have 5 cell references in there, B4 through B8, right? We are just adding them up, giving us a total sum. Now these reference types, these are called a relative reference. Now what does that actually mean? What's a relative reference? Well, I mean, hit my escape key here first to close that out. A relative reference means that from this location you're going to get cells 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to get these 5 cells right here, right? Double click, it's B4, B5, B6, B7 and B8. Those 5 cells from this location. Now let's take this a step further. What if I now want to get February, right? Right here I want to get February's total, but this time instead of B cell I should sum up the C cell, right? Well, what if I do this? What if I go to 1650, which is my total for B column? I copy Control C and I go over to C9 and I'll paste it here by hitting Control V, like that. Now I have got the total for February. Well, how did you do that? How did you know which cells to sum up? Well, it knew because it was the relative reference. The formula is the same. If I give it a double click, we still got the equals to, we still got the plus sign, but the column changes, right? It's now C4, C5, C6, C7, C8. Before it was B column. So now we are just saying copy that from here to here, and now from this location let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells up and let's add up those cells. Let's try it again. I'm going to copy this one, Control C, hop over to the empty cell for the march, Control V for paste, and now I have got my 1750 for the D column, right? So all we are doing here is literally just copying and pasting the formula from one location to another that performs the same formula but relative to its location. 5 cells up, 5 cells up, 5 cells up. If you see here it's calculating 5 cells up, 5 cells up, 5 cells up. Okay, so we can just continue do this for the same. Control C, I will go to and paste here to get the total of April, and now for the May. So now what if I did this, but if I hop over here and I do here 10, 10, 10, 10 and 10. So these are 5 tens I have given up here. Now I come back here, I just Control C and hop over here, and I'm going to paste it in. What do you think going to happen? Control V. So there's my 50. I am just in a new location, new cell, right? But it's always 5 cells up. So it just added up the 5 cells up from here and given the sum value. That's the relative reference, or whatever direction, right? What if I did that over here? What if I go to the column G and I say equals, what is it, B4 plus C4 plus D4 plus E4 plus F4, right? So now I am in this cell, but now I'm going 5 cells to the left and I'm going to add those up. So hit my enter key here after entering the formula. So let me first enter the formula here. So I'll just say B4 plus C4 plus D4 plus E4 plus F4 and hit my enter key. I got my 5000. When I was going to copy, hop down a cell, pasted in here, and I'll just copy this and will paste it here. So now there's my 545. So just paste it. Now it's in the 5th row as opposed to the 4th row. I do that again, copy paste for all the rows, and I will get my values for all the bills. So I'll go here, paste, 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 paste. Relative references, huge, right? You have got consistency in the layout of your document. It's always 5 rows to the left and it's always 5 rows up. Whatever it is, you create one and you just copy that to the new location. 5 rows up, 5 rows to the left, done, right? Save so much time. And this is called the relative references. Now remember, I mentioned that there is 2 different types of references that was relative, and that's what we got by default, but you also have what's called an absolute reference. Let's take a look on that one. So I've got my formulas back in there, got my totals back in there. I am going to hop over to column H3, and I'm going to type percentage. Hit enter key. There we go. So now what I want to do here is I want to perform a calculation. We are going to do some division here that tell me what percentage each of my bills is of my grand total. I want to know what's 5000 of 8440, what's 545 of 8440, and so on. Alright, so now for this one, still a formula. Remember, you saw all your formulas with the same character says equals, and I'm going to say G4 here, and I'm actually just going to click on G4, so I'll just put equal to this time and G4, right? That's put in there for me. So equals G4 divide. Now I'm going to use the forward slash, right? as the division character, and then I'm going to grab G9. So I'm taking G4 and I'm going to divide that with G9. So G4 divide that G9, hit my enter key. So it didn't give me exactly what I'm looking for, but it gave me percentage of that decimal percentage. So roughly around 59%. Okay, 59% of my grand total goes to rent. That's huge. Alright, so now what type of reference is this? Give that a double click here. G4, G9, these are relative references. Now I want to do that exact same thing but for phone, and then I want to do it for credit card, and then I want to do it for food, candy, and so on. Well, I'll jump up, I grab that formula, I'll just copy, I drop down a cell. Now I want to get 545 and divide that by 8440. So I copy the previous one, I'm going to paste it here, Control V. What's that /0 explanation mark? What went wrong? Well, I'm going to drop down next to them and paste it there as well, and let's see what happens and if it's working. Control V. I'll just Control C, Control V. What's going on? Well, remember there is two different types of references here. We are using a relative reference. So it says, okay, so from this spot, right, from H4, we are going to go one cell to the left. And then we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cells down, and we are going to divide it with G9. Alright. Good. That works roughly 59% of rent. So now I copy that down and I got an error. Let's give that double click. Alright, what's going on here? So from this location, a relative from this location, we want one cell to the left. That's great. And then we want 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 8440. That's correct. Right? Now let's double click here. So one cell left, that is G5, and then 5 cells down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cells down. So when we copied it down, it still went 5 cells down. That's not right. What's this one doing? Let's see this one. So one cell left, that is G6, then 5 cells down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's taking G11. Okay, so relative reference from that location, do this. Well, this time we need it to go one cell to the left, but then always go to G9. That should not change. So this is where the absolute reference comes into play. I'm going to go back to my first formula and I'm going to make a change to the G9 reference. I'm going to make it an absolute, so I'm going to put a $sign before the column reference G, and I'm going to put a $sign before the row reference 9. That makes it a 9, that cell absolute. So I'll just put dollar here, sorry, dollar. Hit my enter key, still I got 59% there. I'm just going to copy that Control C and I'll paste it to the next row. Now this time it's 6%. So now I will keep pasting it down the cells to get my percentage. And now this is my 100%. So we got roughly 59% for rent, then 6% for phone, 1% for credit card, 16% for food, and 0.06% for candy, which comes total as 100%. Now each of these formulas is now referencing to G9, right? There it is, G9. It will always be G9. You copy that formula anywhere, that doesn't matter where I take that. I copy it over here somewhere. I get 0. It's not doing much math for me, but it's still, if you see here, referencing to G9 over one cell, right? So you got relative references really just based on its position. It's going to move in a specific direction. So many cells and you got absolute references that absolutely reference this cell. And remember the dollar sign G, dollar sign 9, you have got your absolute reference. So again, just like every time practice, try this out, jump into your own version, create a percent column, make sure you got all the other formulas in there because you're going to need those, and then create your percent and find out what percentage each bills is for your grand total. And remember to streamline it, make the absolute reference copy paste. All right, I'll just clear this up. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and as I always say, if you really liked it and enjoying this journey, then please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and also press the bell icon to get the latest content update on this channel. Alright, so we'll meet up in the next session. In case you have any questions, any concerns, then do let me know on my comment section of this video. Till the time, goodbye and take care.